Well, good afternoon, everybody. This is Greg with the National Weather Service in Spokane. We're going to talk about our weather for this week. It is Monday, June 19th. So as far as an overview goes, today we're looking at a pretty nice day out here on Monday. Things are going to be changing on Tuesday into Wednesday. We're going to be looking at a quick moving, dry, cold front that's going to produce breezy conditions. It's going to remain rather warm, so our weather will be relatively dry with low humidities. So we're going to start to look at our fire danger increasing a little bit in some areas of the inland Northwest. By Thursday, things should be calming down and our winds should be laying down. It should be mild and dry on Thursday. Friday is a little bit uncertain, but it looks like we will have the potential for some scattered showers, probably in the Idaho Panhandle if we get anything at all. And then Saturday and Sunday looks like warming up for the weekend, pretty pleasant conditions with not a lot of precipitation to speak of for the weekend. First of all, let's talk about our wind potential as we move into tomorrow. That cold front is going to be passing through in the morning, and by the afternoon, winds will be coming up out of the west and southwest primarily. We'll have sustained winds in the 20 to 25 mile per hour range by late in the day, with some gusts possibly in the 40 to 45 mile per hour range in the lee of the Cascades. Get out further into the Columbia Basin and the West Plains and towards the Palouse, our gust potential will be 30 to 35 miles per hour as we get later into the afternoon and early evening. Wednesday will continue to be breezy. These winds here are lighter than the forecast for Tuesday, but if things set up just right, we may be just as windy Wednesday as we are Tuesday. So we do have the gust potential in the 25 to 30 mile per hour range, and our typically windy spots like Ellensburg, Wenatchee, and Chelan could have some gusts late in the day of 35 to 40 miles per hour. These type of winds are pretty typical of what we see in springtime and in summer, but we are beginning to dry out a bit in the Columbia Basin mainly, and our grasses are getting to the point where some spots are cured, and these are generally in areas along and south of Highway 2 or south of Interstate 90. South exposures are the ones that generally cure out first. So that combination of wind and low humidity will be a concern mainly for the grass-type wildfires. Our temperatures on Tuesday and Wednesday in the areas in the Columbia Basin will be in the 80s, so it will be warm enough and our humidity levels will be dry enough so that if anything does catch on fire, we could see some rapid growth of these fires if anything does happen to ignite, so keep that in mind. Thursday is going to be a relatively quiet weather day, and then the next weather system we're going to talk about is Friday. And there's still some uncertainties about the track and timing of an upper level disturbance on Friday. But at this time, this is our best guess or best forecast for where we may see some showers on Friday in extreme northeastern Washington. And then over the higher terrain of Idaho, these areas could see some light scattered showers. And if this system tracks just right, we may see a few thunderstorms embedded within these showers as well. But Friday's a day that you might want to keep an eye on. This forecast may be subject to change as we get into later this week. And then as far as the temperature forecast, I have the graph up here on top is the Spokane 7-day forecast, and then Wenatchee is the bottom graph here. And we're showing above average temperatures for today and into tomorrow for both of those sites. And then as we get into Wednesday, Thursday, and probably Friday, we'll be looking at temperatures below average for this time of year. And then we're looking for a warm-up as we get into the weekend with temperatures climbing back into the 80s. But that warm-up probably won't be terribly long-lived. which has been kind of the typical trend this spring. We've had some warm-ups, but they've been relatively brief. The 8 to 14 day outlook from the Climate Prediction Center is this next couple graphics here, and shows our temperature forecast, and that is valid June 27th, that's early next week, all the way through the 3rd of July. And for that span of 6 or 7 days, we're looking at temperatures most likely at or below average during that time frame. And our precipitation signal is possibly above average up along the Canadian border, but generally for the rest of the inland Northwest, our precipitation chances look to be pretty close to average. So that pretty much does it for the weather briefing for this week. Not a whole lot to talk about, but certainly take a look at our various social media outlets for any weather updates, and take a look at our website if you have any questions, and keep a lookout for what happens on Friday.